Bless the Lord, O my soul, blessed art thou, Lord. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all he hath done for thee, who is gracious unto all thine iniquities.
When I was in high school, I had two close friends, Jim and Warren. Jim was a Methodist and Warren was a Pentecostal, and I was a Lutheran. And we were all so turned off to the commotion in the lunchroom that we always went to this small music room. And we closed the door and we had our sack lunches there, and we always started with prayer, and we rotated. So one time it was my turn, and I always would say a sort of a Lutheran liturgical prayer, and Jim would say sort of a Methodist prayer, and Warren would kind of raise his hand and do a Pentecostal type prayer. And we rotated like this over and over for probably most of our junior and senior years. One of the things that I noticed about Warren, and I saw this in a girl that I was dating at the time who was Nazarene, that they were people who, when they were praying, they had a sort of a dialogue with God. But it was a dialogue that sometimes I sensed was kind of forced. Like you had to be in that moment of time, and you had to be revved up in order to be able to actually communicate with God. But the beautiful thing about immersing ourselves in the liturgical tradition of the ancient Apostolic, Orthodox, and Catholic Church is that we have corporately liturgical expressions and services and prayers, most that are based on the scriptures. And as we immerse ourselves in these services, we don't need to depend on our emotions, which are from that fallen nature. But there's another aspect of prayer that I wasn't aware of until I became a monk. And I started to say the Jesus prayer, Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me, a sinner. And sometimes that prayer has expressed itself in inner silence. One of my favorite places to go is the Oregon coast. I love the Oregon coast. I love the serenity of these remote beaches. I love sitting next to my car on Highway 101, looking out at this beautiful Pacific Ocean. And there's one particular place I like to go where there's this rock that I sit on. And as I'm looking out at the ocean, I find myself graduating from the Jesus prayer into silence. And it is that silence where the voice of God is the strongest. I don't need to rev up myself with emotion. I simply sit in silence before the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and the host of hosts. And this is what gives me life. This is what gives me life. May God bless us all.
Both now and ever, and unto the ages of ages. Amen. Only begotten Son and immortal